Alright guys, Simon here, we're playing Minecraft. Yes, Minecraft. So there's the boundary wall. We're on the outside of the boundary wall. This is north of Alpha. And we have desert. I'm pretty sure you guys remember all this stuff from the last video. So a simple dirt bridge. Just to make things easier for now. So what have I done since the last video? Not that much really. I've shown you, right, me measuring out the 49 by 49 chunks. That's going to be the square area. That's the expansion, right? I'm thinking I might call this place Dune. I've been thinking about names for, you know, the desert. Maybe like Dune? If you guys know the reference, then you're awesome. If you don't, then go Google Frank Herbert? Herbert? No, Herbert. I think it's Frank Herbert. Anyway, it's pretty awesome. You'll find books, and you might find video games as well. You might find sandworms. But they're pretty awesome books. Oh, there's a movie as well. The movie is kind of interesting. Let's just say that. So that's that stuff you've seen. Dune? Maybe Dune? There aren't that many sand dunes back here. It's just, I don't know, I like Dune. So there was a village in this direction that I talked about walling in, and I've done that. Might as well just walk over here and then show you guys. It's nothing special. Mostly, it's just a dirt wall. It's a temporary thing, I think. I don't think I will, you know, keep a dirt wall around here. Eventually, I'll probably light up the whole place with torches. But for now, the dirt wall will do if we can finally get there. Eventually. I have not excavated the pyramid yet. I don't really need loot from the pyramid, so I'm just gonna leave it for now, I guess. Maybe when I get bored I'll go in there. I'm hoping I fixed the audio desync thing. I might have, I might not have. I think I understand why. I think Mojang changed Minecraft to have higher priority, because before, when the game lags, you know, the game lags, whereas now the game keeps running but everything else lags, including the recording. So I think they've turned up the priority on the game somehow. I'm not enough of a computer expert to know exactly what they've done, but to put it simply, now instead of the game lagging, everything else lags, including the recording, and that causes the audio desync. So this is the village, the sandstone village here. So you see the torches everywhere. So the villagers, as far as I can tell, are safe here. Now I've put torches inside the buildings as well. So that's not too interesting. I'm pretty sure you guys know enough about villages yourselves. You don't really need to see this one in detail. So there you go. So I went and built a dirt wall around everything, including the spider-proof walls around it. So there's that. That's not too interesting. So what am I actually gonna do now? In this new area, I believe I want to build a new tower. So you know, in the old you know, Alpha area, the crystal tower marks the center of that area. So here, at the center of this new expansion area, I'm also going to build another glass tower. Not the same design, a completely different design, but a glass tower nonetheless. At the moment, I think I will call it the Desert Rose. The Desert Rose, and that should suggest to you what kind of thing I might be building. It's going to be a flower-like structure, based on triangles and circles, in defiance of the tyranny of the square that is Minecraft. So it's going to be a challenge. Basically, that's, you know, I'm just kind of trying to think of something that will be interesting and challenging. So we're going to build a giant glass structure, a tall giant glass structure based on circles and triangles, and it will be vaguely flower-like. I've got an idea of it in my mind, I just don't know if it's going to be like that when I actually build it. So here's the center of the new expansion, the center of Dune, as it were. So this chunk is right in the middle of it. And then the cool thing is here, if they will load in, so in the distance there's like a Mesa Bryce, which people keep telling me is really rare. But there you go, there's one there. You can see the distinctive towering bits of Mesa. There you go, just loading in there. So you know there's a Mesa Bryce there, there's Mesa here and in that direction. This is not that steep, so you know it's fairly close to the ground. How high are we? We are 72, so 64 is sea level. 72, so we're on a bit of a hill, and if you're walking here from Alpha, from that direction, then you'll kind of see this Mesa plinth. So you see, you know, there's like a small, you know, elevation here. You go up a few blocks, and then there's like a little plateau up here. So the Desert Rose, I imagine, would look like it's kind of raised on the plinth if you kind of walk from that direction. So the desert is there. Like you reach the edge of the desert, you look across this natural lake, and then on top of the plinth there'll be this kind of giant glass tower. Actually, the glass tower probably will stick out over this area because I plan to have a pretty big one, as I usually do, right? Yeah, and so you know, as you walk up, once you get to the edge of the desert, you get to the edge between the desert and the mesa, you get a lake, and then the glass tower in front of you. So I think that works pretty well. It's quite fortuitous that we have this arrangement right here. What am I doing right now? I'm not going to build the whole thing right now. What I think I'll do for now is build a small scale model of it, just to show you guys what I have in mind. Let me just stick this here. So the Desert Rose project. Desert Rose construction site. So there you go. I'll just build a scale model of it out of dirt if I can, or I'll sketch it out. And I've never done this before, so I'm gonna be as surprised as you are. So triangles and circles. So I'm thinking 3 circles laid out in a triangle first of all. So how should we do this? I guess we should put it up here. Actually, what am I gonna do? Maybe not this just yet. I kind of want to staircase my way up to the height limit as well, just to see what it looks like from up there. Maybe I'll do that. Okay, I'll build this first since I'm here right now. So what's a good way to build this scale model? I guess that's a decent enough circle, right? And let's make sure we sleep so we don't have to deal with creepers and zombies and whatnot. Actually, that's too small. That's too small. That scale model is too small to be useful. Change of plans. Let's shift back to the shovel. That's too small to be useful. All right. Let's make this a little bit bigger. So 3, 1, and then 3, 1, and then 3. Is that a bit better? I don't know. Maybe it is. So how big is that circle? It's not really a circle, is it? And that's not very convenient. Alright, so how tall is this? I mean, how big is this? That's also still not quite big enough. I don't want to make it too big, because like I'm taking a model and then it's going to be this huge massive thing, right? At the same time it has to be big enough to be useful. Kind of not being very efficient here, am I? So 2, and then 1, and then 2, and then 3. Wow, now it's massive. 2 and 1, 2, 3. It's not a very good circle neither. Alright, well now this is massive. Great. 3 and 1, 2 and 1. Oh, that's right. There, so that's kind of a circle there, right? Just trying to decide, like, which way do I want to face alpha? I probably want the triangle like that, so have the two circles facing that way, so then we have an entrance like in the middle between the two circles, kind of, you know, scooping the people into the middle, maybe. Because the other way is to point the point of the triangle towards alpha, and then have the other circle like one there and then one there. But that's a bit awkward, because then it feels like you're bumping into the edge. Although, you know, you can kind of go under. No, I'm going to do the other way. Like, scooping people in, I think, is a bit more welcoming than having them bump, or, you know, just kind of get stabbed at the point of the triangle. Does that make sense? Like, if you're facing the point of a triangle, it's kind of like you're being stabbed. I'm not sure if that analogy is all that clear, but there you go. Let's see where I'm walking. So let's build this other. I'm just making these circles up on the spot. It's probably not a very good circle. Obviously, when I build the real thing, I'll actually do a proper circle. 1, 2, 2, 3. Did I just... No, this should be right. 1, 2, 1, 2, and then 3. Alright, so that's the second circle. Now to figure out where the other circle goes, and really I should be drawing this thing out properly, because this is kind of difficult to... Ah, hey, there's a problem. That's an odd number, but that's an even number. Okay, do this again. Okay, let's just do this again. Shift everything over by 1 square. I've made the circle an odd number diameter, and then I put 2 of them side by side, so that's an even number gap in between the circles. And I'm trying to fit an odd number into an even number. That's not gonna work. Not in a game of giant cubes like Minecraft. Alright, plan B. Well, not plan B, it's the same plan. But attempt number 2. Let me just pick up the dirt. Alright, attempt number 2, we just use those 3 as the edge of the circle. So 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Alright, so this should be better. This should be somewhat better. And you'll notice that as I do this more and more, I get faster at it, because I get more used to making this circle. Okay, here we go. Alright, here we go. So, as I said, the entrance, I guess, will be like here, right? Because, you know, that's like you just scoop people in. And as I'm doing this, I have to be aware that, you know, drawing circles on the ground is fine, but, you know, like when you look at it from the front, it's just a line. So, you know, sometimes, and there's a mistake that a lot of designers make, or a lot of, you know, design students make, is they draw, because you draw on a piece of paper, you usually don't draw in 3D. So you draw a shape that looks good on a piece of paper, but it's flat. And then when you turn that shape into a 3D shape, like you have to make sure that it's not boring from the other direction, right? Because, I mean, 2 circles look pretty awesome from the top, but right now from the other direction it's just a flat line, which is not very interesting. So that's just something that designers, especially beginner designers, have to be aware of. not to, just draw on a piece of paper and then never build models, and then they don't realize that their thing is actually kind of boring.